I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Welcome to Writing on the Wall. This episode is I Didn't Walk In Here and I'm Not Leaving. I learned consulting in the 70s in Princeton, New Jersey with a firm in Princeton where I worked for 11 years. And it was the Wild West. It was like Mad Men, except in consulting, not advertising, if you know what I mean. And this phrase here came from all of us being in a bar once, and one of our colleagues got very drunk. He was a manager, ran the southeastern part of the United States, and he got drunk, and the bartender wanted to throw him out. He told him, you're done, get out. And our colleague said, I did not walk in here and I'm not leaving. I always thought that was a classic statement. The man I worked for, who was in charge of the Northeast, was also known to drink quite a bit. And one day we were in Trois-Rivières, Canada, and we were up until about 1 in the morning at the bar. We all went to bed. But apparently he stayed up still longer. And the next morning he was blitzed. He was a fabulous sales guy, but he was a profound drinker. And we met with the management team of a plant from Canadian International Paper, one of our big clients. And back in the late 70s, this was very odd. The plant manager was a woman. And she walked in with 3 or 4 men who were her lieutenants. And we were a star. There was 2 of us who were service people and our boss, who was the top sales guy and manager. And we were shocked to see this. And we sat around in a semicircle with no tables, just chairs in a semicircle. And she sat down and she crossed her legs. And she greeted us and asked how we'd like to start the meeting. And my boss started to tell her what we wanted to accomplish. You could see he was still blitzed. And he put his hand on her knee. And we all froze. Just froze. Then he put his hand on her knee. And she looked down, and she was a very sophisticated, very calm woman. And as he kept talking, she stopped him, and she said to him, "Why is your hand on my knee?" And he looked down as if for the first time, and he said to her, "That's not my hand." And there was about a 2-second lapse, and she broke up laughing. And then her lieutenants did, and then we did. I didn't walk in here and I'm not leaving. You know, every day, we're faced with irrational, illogical, hypocritical statements and behaviors. Every day. We need to get used to this. We seem to want to do someone a favor, but then we're incensed when we're not thanked. Don't you love that? Oh yeah, come on, you cross in front of me here, it's okay. Whoa, you didn't thank me, get back there. Did you do a favor or not? Oh, you're trying to get strokes. You know, people spend an hour piously in church, you know, every Saturday or Sunday. And then in the parking lot, they won't give you a break to get out. I love this. You're just in church praying together, you know, peace be with you. You get out to the parking lot, it's all over. You know, hey, get out of the way. I got right away here. Flight attendants pound home the fact that they're there for our safety. Yet 95% or more of their job is about our comfort. And they don't want to admit this, but it's an obviosity. You know, a waiter comes over in a restaurant and says, you know, my name is Lamont, and I'll be a server tonight, but I'm actually a screenwriter and I'm working on a screenplay. Really? Why don't you just bring us some drinks? Someone between jobs tells me they're on sabbatical. Tell me you're between jobs. Tell me you got fired. A lot of good people have been fired. I've been fired. I have some sympathy there. We think banning plastic straws is going to save the oceans, but we wink at the Japanese who are still hunting certain whales to extinction. That, to me, is prime hypocrisy. Yeah, we don't need plastic in the oceans, but we don't need to be killing whales either. Why don't we do something about that? We're shocked at natural disasters killing people and destroying property. As I record this, there are horrible fires in Australia, and my prayers and thoughts go out to these people. And I mentioned that on social media this morning. It's a horrible thing, and we are duly shocked at this. But we allow people in the United States to rebuild on the edges of forests and encroach upon that habitat. We allow people to build on shorelines, which get periodically flooded and will get worse, and allow them to rebuild on that. We shouldn't allow building there, and we shouldn't allow insurance for these homes. Otherwise, it's hypocritical. We want to be strict about safety laws, but we build cars that could go 200 miles an hour. They're legal. I have a couple in my garage. I don't drive them like that, but they're capable of it. We're ardently against tobacco. We spend a fortune on smoke-related illnesses and deaths, yet it remains a legal product. We have zero tolerance for drugs, but we legalize marijuana. I refuse to call it cannabis. We legalize grass, which can easily inhibit and impair driving ability. CVS, the big Fortune 100 drugstore chain, gets rid of tobacco on their high horse, but they still stock high sugar, high caloric candies. If you're on a health kick, get on a health kick. Otherwise, stop kidding around. You know, teachers across the United States demand better pay. And Lord knows they often deserve it. What they receive forces some of them on food stamps. But they won't allow themselves, the unions won't allow them, to be evaluated objectively or to agree to merit pay. You can't have it both ways. We're told that we're an enlightened society, but we allow parents to withhold vaccinations from their kids, which endangers everyone from other kids to the elderly. It's just ridiculous. You know, we proclaim to be quite liberal until we have to pay for it.